Hello everyone, and welcome once again to the Quantum Cafe and the Interstellar Lounge with your host here, the Cosmic Messenger, Derek Pennett, Lightbody Technician, Reiki Master Teacher, and Metaphysical Activator. What a wild time it's been, and I haven't been on in a little while, so I thought I would bring some more interstellar news updates, and I got a wonderful topic to talk to you all today about. But before I get started, there's a few other things I just wanted to kind of throw into the cosmic air. I mean, we are fast approaching the spring equinox energies. We just had the 3-3 portal in March, right? All these influxes of energies, things are going quite cosmic. And then on top of that, we got Pluto on the 23rd of March is going to be entering Aquarius, and it hasn't done that in 225 years. Now, we all know how Pluto is the big digger, the big uprooter that brings things out and brings it to the surface, all the patterns, all the transmutation, the rebirth. Well, you throw in some Aquarius into the mix, and it's going to be shaking it up on the collective like never before, bringing in that electrical current. So, Pluto moves slow, so this is going to be a long process. However, expect nothing but anything outside of the spectrum that is monolithically grand. So prepare yourself for those energies. Those are going to be absolutely huge. And I just, what a week it's been here at the Star Temple. I've done so many sessions. I'm very grateful to be able to do all of these transmissions and share all these cosmic wisdoms with the collective. And being surrounded by that energy work, it's absolutely sacred, and this star seed is full of love right now. Also, with my partner Hillary Raven Porter, we just finished doing the Women's Expo here in Victoria, BC on Vancouver Island, and it was absolutely amazing. We did a workshop on celestial frequencies for healing and transformation. So Acutonics line of tuning forks, and then how those planetary energies can also be used through the tuning forks, as well as the planetary energies themselves for transmissions, healing, and cellular recalibrations. It was awesome. We had a full house, tons of people standing around just looking. It was absolutely amazing. To be able to bring that cosmic activity into the mainstream fold was quite an interesting experience. It was amazing. And our booth was full of tons of visitors, and lots of beings came out to check out our services as well too. I mean, on the second day we were fully booked out the whole day. So that leads me to just a couple other quick things. I mentioned to you guys before that I think I have, and if I haven't, well then this will be the first time. We do create vibrational elixirs, so I just wanted to show these to you guys as well too. So they come in these 10 mil containers. We also have some 2 mil ones as well too. These are here at the Star Temple, or we can make some to suit. What are vibrational elixirs? So we sell these at our booths and also have them on hand, and I use them in sessions. They're born on eclipses. They are Reiki charged. We take the imprint energetics of crystals, tuning forks, sacred geometry, experiential, if I can even say that word, experiences, like going to a gong cleanse and then putting that into the vibration of the water. And then it gets sealed in the container, right? And then we stick it under a pyramid, and the water is already pre-charged by a gong, and it's source water. It varies on where we get it on the planet as well. And then you use these one drop on your palm or on your third eye, and you can access divine frequencies. Everywhere you go, fits in your pocket. You can put it in your purse, whatever you decide to carry around with you, a little bag or such. And we use them for various transmissions. That one's optical calcite, so it's all about seeing the vision very clearly, accessing our third eye, and making sure that when we view these things with a clear lens, that we can see forward in time. But also, it's great for scrying into what would be our future destiny in terms of the nodes of the moon, right? Because it brings in that clear vision as well too. Fascinating crystal. So if anybody wants to order any of those, just get a hold of us. We will ship internationally, but we have to do it on a price-by-price basis in terms of the shipping as well too. Now, we also just finished making these. This was the first time they launched. So these here as well. This is custom jewelry flash drives. They are silver, and the silver was intentional. My partner Hillary Raven Porter put them together. And basically, you get a 4 gigabyte flash drive. Silver, because it's not only cooling on the system, great for the nervous system, and it gets into the psychic surgery areas to perform great transformations in terms of our energetic fields and our subtle bodies. And on those memory cards, you get 2 albums. The Light Language album, which is my partner singing them, or speaking all of the language over top of ambient soundscapes for various forms of full spectrum healing. It's 2 hours long, and then you get 3 of my meditations on there as well, too, as a second album. And each of them are about half an hour long. Very powerful activations for activating the multidimensional self, the light body, and the 12 dimensions of the incarnational reality. So they're quite fantastic and amazing as well, too. So you get all that, and you get the original audio files that I used in the studio. So they're high res, and you also get the album art, plus the Light Language album has all the write-ups explaining what each of the tracks do. It's absolutely incredible. So if you're here on the island, local, you can come pick it up, and they are $33 a piece. And if you live anywhere in Canada, it's $5 for shipping at the moment. Might change down the road, and then international will kind of just develop it as we go. So you want to get transformed and have those access codes on the fly, stick it in your computer, and you can put on any device you want. It'll organize itself in all of your albums and everything. They are completely ready to go. So that said, here we are embodying the spring equinox, bringing in these new fresh energies. If anybody needs a treatment, I do in-person or distance, full spectrum energy healing. Just reach out to cosmicmessenger33@gmail.com. So the subject I wanted to talk about today is a really fascinating, fun one. And I basically want to share with you 5 interstellar tips. Okay, and these interstellar tips are for energy and Reiki practitioners to do these pre-session. These little techniques that are under 5 to 7 minutes that you can do quickly before a client comes into the room. Or it doesn't matter if you do specific energy work, if you're doing cranial sacral, if you're doing a Kundalini yoga class, if you're doing Reiki, working with universal life force energy, acupuncture, body work, or you're just at your own home and you have your own sacred space and you want to do this for yourself before you go into a session, or you're just doing it with like friends and family, or even just your partner. Might even be a special familiar in your life, cat, dog, different animal spirit guides who are co-creating reality with us. So these are going to be 5 interstellar tips that you can use quickly to supercharge not only your sessions, but then radiate to max capacity and just get a little bit more refinement going so we can take them up a notch and push them to the next octave. Because energy treatments, they are multidimensional. And we are working with different auric fields with different beings, from the clients coming into the room to the people we collaborate with, depending on where our healing space is located. If it's out in public, you may be sharing the building with other people. So these are great tips and tools to use. So I'm going to get right to them and share them with you. And I mean, some of these you can just use for yourself, just for upshifting the vibration and working on your own realms of self-awareness. So number 1, charging of the hands. Palm and manifestation chakras on our hands. We bring a lot of current through our body. Every single thing that we do in body work, energy sessions, and Reiki comes out through our hands, whether or not we're on the table or not. We are passing that current through the needle. We put our hands, cranial sacral, under the back cranium, right near the Alta Major chakra. Boom, boom, boom. We are accessing our hands and touching into the nervous system field. That current, that universal life force energy comes through it. So by taking 3 to 5 minutes before a session starts, right? Because we all know when we do energy work, 5, 10, 15 minutes, now it's really moving. Now the energy's going, my hands are starting to heat up. Sometimes they get cold for various other reasons, and those are more instructions on what's going on in the healing process. But if we pre-charge the hands, then they're that much more electric when the session happens, right? And we're able to get that much more energy current and divine messaging happening through our stellar system, because we are field coupling with Earth, right? Our feet, it's coming up through the ground and out through the cosmos and into our hands. A lot of people do the rubbing to get the energy moving. Some people have access to acupuncture points, And you can put them on the hand to then move the chi so that it's not stagnant. This also cleanses our hands and gets them prepared for the session as well. What I personally like to do is put one on the solar plexus and one on the diaphragm just above the heart area. And I just breathe into it really slowly. Especially if you do Reiki, this is absolutely incredible. And you just sink into it and you get those hands started so that, and charging up, so that when you get to the session, they're already ready to go. And in this process, you receive some of that universal life force energy as well. And you do this for, like I said, 3 to 5 minutes, like the length of an average hand position. And you can do it anywhere on the body that you're called to. I just find the solar plexus and just above the heart or on the heart, whatever works for you. They could be both on the solar plexus. They're just like very relaxing, calm areas. And they're not challenging for people to do depending on any mobility issues. You can sit in a chair, you can just tune out. I always like to keep myself upright in the chair with my feet touching the ground, right? And just feeling that current oscillating through the body. And then whatever you're called to in the moment of your sessions, I can already feel it on my hands right now. I do pass a lot of current naturally. Wow, it's awesome. And then when you go into engage with your session, right, then you have that much more room to be able to play with things. So if you're called to work in the aura, it's going to be that much more potent. If you're picking up other metaphysical tools like a tuning fork, or you're putting a droplet of a vibrational elixir on somebody's wrists, right? Whatever you're doing, you're bringing out those transmissions because we want to up the current. And the more that we can up the current, the more dynamic and harmonic our healing process can be, especially when it comes to the realms of like dealing with intense stuff, whether it's kidney stones, cysts, somebody comes in with autoimmune conditions, back pain where they can barely walk, sciatica nerve needs to be pulled back into place or the other way, right? Depending on how it works, or sometimes it's just the top half pulled to get it back to its own center point where it operates at max capacity. And by charging up your hands, you'll see even more, I don't want to say miracles, but they're like you see more of those happening, right? Regenerative stuff going on through the sessions, which for people who are new to it can be quite transformational, especially in their mind when they see that happen for the first time. So pre-charging of the hands is amazing. Then if you go to use crystals and other stuff like that too, you're already able to charge them up quicker. You can get the reactionary from all of the universal life force energy to get in there quicker, because sometimes you're in the moment, right? And there's no more time to do any pre-charging, right? It gets everybody into center field as well too. So that's interstellar tip number 1, pre-charging of the hands. So number 2, energy and Reiki practitioners pre-session interstellar tip number 2. Fill the treatment room with gold, silver, and indigo light. This is one of my favorite ones to do. I do this before every session that I engage with. And basically what you do, gold is like a master protector and a master healer as well too. It's not going to let in any negative or invasive frequencies to come into it. It's also programmable, and it's gentle on the body, but super profound. Okay? I know a lot of people bring in white light. The thing is with the white light, and you can go ahead and use it, it brings in everything all the time because white passes through all of it, which when you've done a lot of metaphysical work and you've raised your vibration, you've attached a galactic cord, and you're just feeling super connected, right? Then that's when you want those white light to come through, right? Different tools for different ways. But in this gold light, you're going to mix it with silver and indigo. And mixing it with silver brings in that, so it can get in there and do all of the work it needs to do to mend all the spaces that require transmutation at this point in time in the space that you're working in and around it. And the indigo helps bring in those transmissions. Indigo goes with the third eye, right? So it's opening those extrasensory perceptions and connection to divine source so that all of these sacred wisdoms can come through your sessions. So basically what I do is I take, again, another 3 to 5 minutes. It's not very long, but I don't rush any of these processes. I'm in a public space, so I'll just give you the rundown of what I do, and I have my healing room. So there's a front entrance. So I ask, I'll just run you through what I do. So I generally put my hands up like this. I'm beaming it on the treatment table that's in front of me. I'm a couple feet away. Bringing in gold, gold, silver, and indigo light into my wonderful healing space today, starting with the front entranceway, because there's a front lobby or front entrance, leading up the stairs, covering the front lobby, and going down through all of the hallways and all of the common areas and bathrooms to create a protective and beautiful space, one that is full of transmissions, and the most amazing session that is comfortable, dynamic, and unique for every client that comes through today, or the specific client you'd list them off. And that these energies come up the hallways and into my room, filling the entire room with the gold and silver and indigo light, covering all the corners, the floors, the ceiling, the entire multidimensional space, and then encapsulating the treatment table to keep it protected for a supreme session of all optimum recalibrations. Then if anybody else in the building who shares spaces with me in different rooms, if they would like that the energy goes right to their doors, and if they choose to accept it, these majestic energies, these 12-dimensional energies are waiting there for them to embody. And I visualize, as I'm doing this process, I'm visualizing the light moving up the hallways, just like how you run a movie in your mind's eye. And if you're not a visualizer, then use it as a feeling center, or think of it as like a map. You know the layout of your building, you know where left and right is, where to go, where the kitchen is, where the bathrooms are, where the front desk is, or in your own home. And move that energy and feel it flowing through and out of your hands. So that's filling the treatment room with gold, silver, and indigo light. The third one I like to do is another 3 to 5 minute one of my absolute favorites. And this one is called Thanking the Transdimensionals. So basically, all of the spirit guides, transdimensionals who are working for your highest good at this time, master guides, elementals, the client's spirit guides, right? The team of souls who are vying for your soul's success. I like to bring them all into the room to not only assist in the realms of psychic surgery, offer unique wisdoms, and aid in the transmissions as well too, right? It's a co-creation, the dance with the spirit realm and the incarnational realm. So I ask them all to come through. And here's what I do as well too. I just finished doing the golden light. I'm still standing in front of the table. Then I go into some sort of prayer position, right? Or my hands are down and out like this, open and receptive, however you like to go about it. And basically what I do is I ask. So I run through my entire list, and I want to give you mine because it opens up the doorways for the potentialities of where your list can go. But if you keep it simple, that's not a bad thing at all. It's your own creation, right? It's just tapping into that heart source and knowing that it's authentic. Some people just thank their guides and the Reiki source for coming through or for this wonderful session today. And that's awesome. But here's what I do. Thank you, Reiki spirits, spirit guides, and Reiki source. My higher self, essence self, astral twin, etheric double, and plasma bodies. Plant, animal, elemental, David kingdoms. My guides, master guides, and any transdimensionals who are choosing to work with me at this time for my highest good only. Mother Earth, Grandfather Sky, the soul system, the sun, Archangel Metatron, the guardian of the Akashic Records, Octurian and Spica heritages that I embody. I love you all, I bless you all, I appreciate you, thank you, and all of the messages and wisdoms that you'd like to bring forth that are for my client's highest good only are more than welcome to be a part of this session. And if you need to add some energy work into the mix, we appreciate it deeply. Thank you. So it's somewhere along those lines, right? It ebbs and flows a little bit, changes as the years go by, but I turn it into like not a non-changing ritual, but like a beautiful integration, ceremony ritual mix, right? Doing it in your own way. Okay, now the next one I like to do, so now that we've done number 4, after we're done, with number 3, I just sink in and really feel it in my core. Notice the presence in the room, and then continue on with the session. Or if you're going to do even more, because my opinion is you mix all of these 5 interstellar tips together. Number 4 is you tune in and ask for metaphysical guidance and insights. So we did a hand position before. This is why it's really easy to combo them up. And you were charging up your hands, right? You don't necessarily have to do that for tuning in. You can also simultaneously, as you're charging your hands, tune in yourself. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Maybe you have some metaphysical music on your music player. Or you're doing a mantra, right? Tuning in advance. Perhaps you have some Palo Santo, some sage, some sweetgrass. Maybe you just want to cup your heart. Or hold a crystal, right? And then tune in to yourself. Tune in so that you have cleansed the session from before, so that you can bring in these new frequencies into yourself, into your being, so that you are centered, whole, and complete. There's always going to be drama, some emotions, stuff happening in our field, so we want to be able to transmute them, thank them for their messages, and set them free. And then you ask for metaphysical guidance and insights. I use this muja right here. See how my hands are placed and the thumbs are crossed? Using this mudra today, I am asking for metaphysical insights and guidance to be brought forth through myself, the transdimensionals, and my client today. And if there is any insights and wisdoms pertaining to our session today, that I would love for them to be included in the session so that I can share them with whatever being is on the table, earthling, starseed, client, family member, friend. It is all good. So you take 5 minutes to tune in and a couple minutes to ask for these, so 7 minutes to ask for these metaphysical insights. If you have more time, that's awesome too. And then you'll find when you're offering sessions, you're going to have more transmissions coming through, more things you could possibly write down and share with the client. It's okay to take 30 seconds to go over and write a quick little mental note about something that popped up if you can't remember what is taking place during your session. I remember a lot, but I get so many transmissions that I do have a piece of paper, right, and a clipboard, and I write things down as well too. Plus it makes for more elevated sessions as well. So you do these regularly, and the more that you do it, the stronger it gets, the more refined that you get as well too. And the last one, number 5, is a really cool one. It is called geomantic vibrational cleansing. So geomancy, the art, the metaphysical art of clearing, cleansing, recalibrating a sacred healing space. And you do this after or before. In this case, we're talking about pre-session stuff. That's the best time to do it. But if you've had multiple clients in a day, it does come after the sessions too, right? So basically, you're using these tools that I'm about to share with you to go into the space and cleanse it. Not only does that raise the vibration, it brings in new fresh frequencies and gets rid of some of the junk and baggage that's in the room that is no longer needed at this time. So Reiki practitioners, best way to use it. Some people specialize in geomancy work, but we're talking taking 5 to 10 minutes before your session, right, and doing a quick cleanse. If anybody's completed Reiki level 3, even level 2 and beyond, you can use the symbols to cleanse the room. 2nd degree or 3rd degree, right? So you take all of the Reiki symbols, and what I like to do is activate them one by one, standing in the middle of the space or as close to it as possible. And then you visualize the symbols, one above you, going up to the ceiling, one below, and then 4 going to all the corners, or if there's more corners, do it. And then another 4 going to the other corners on the ceiling. And then I walk over to each corner. I activate the symbol, I say the name 3 times, and then I pull the energy, right? So if I was in one corner over there, then I'd be moving it to this corner behind me and pulling it right in the corner from where I was, right? So if I drew the symbols right here, then I would pull them again this way. Swipe 3 times. There's powers in 3s. And repeat for all of them. You want to take it to another level after that. You pay attention to where the energies feel discordant. And then you go in there and you put your palms up right where the energy was. And then grab it and pull it away or transmute it, right? Whatever calls to you. Because the energy line is then mixing with your palms, which has the universal life force energy. You've activated the symbols. We move that line out of here, or we repair it and keep it, right? So you got to tune into yourself to really master that process. You can bring in sound healing tools as well too. Put on metaphysical music. You can use chimes, singing bowls, crystal bowls, right? Individual vibratones. You could use a shaker as well too, a sacred rattle. You can also set up a series of crystals that are good for, EMF transmutation, like shungites, black tourmaline, obsidian, stuff like that. Clear quartz and an obelisk point, right? Pointing it in the direction that it needs to go, etc., etc. And then, of course, sacred smoke. You can bring in sage, Palo Santo, any of the above, cedar or sweetgrass as well too. But when it comes to the room cleansing itself, the one that's at the top of the list to get rid of those distorted energies is sage. That one works the best. And then after you're done, you bring in some sweetgrass or some Palo Santo to top it off. But if you only have Palo on you, that will work too. You're transmuting a lot of those energies, right? Because when you work in the auric field and your hands are up and they're already activated, you pre-charge them, then you go cleanse the room. You can have profound results. And people notice it when they come into the space. Oh, it feels so nice in here. So relaxed, so gentle. Things shift, things move, and people realize that as well too, right? And then you're not picking up all of the baggage, all of the distortions that can happen out in the collective field as well too. And then you cleanse the room so that you're not also participating in it as well too when you go roam about your day. So, couple tips right there, right? That's 5 interstellar tips for any form of energy, Reiki, and body work practitioner stuff where you're in a space with a table and you're using some sort of energy exchange happening. These tips are super powerful and can help take your sessions to the next octave. So that's my talk for today, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. If you need to access any of my services, my link will be at the end of the video. And everybody get ready for that Pluto coming into Aquarius. This is going to be absolutely transformational times. And we are coming into that spring energy. It's just about to get ready to burst in most parts of the northern hemisphere. So be charged up and ready for that portal. And as well, I think that covers pretty much everything. So reach out if you need any of my services. I'm here for you. And as well, I hope some of these tips really help take energy sessions to that multidimensional level that they truly deserve to be in as well too. Okay? You take care, everyone, and I will be back with another galactic video soon. And we'll chat with you soon. Take care, everyone.